Hello everyone and welcome to my Minecraft tutorial. This is the 10th in a series on modular design and medieval buildings. In this one we're going to be talking about how to fit your town into the landscape, which is it's something that a lot of people have asked about, but it's one of those things where there's a bit of an act to it, but it's pretty easy to learn, so figure I'll just get started on the tutorial. So the way we're going to do this is pretty simple. I'm going to start off with very kind of simple levels of having to customize your landscape, and then we'll move on to a lot more complex stuff later. So for the moment I've just marked out an 8x16 area where I'm going to put a house, and as you can see the ground is pretty level. It's not too bad, it's there's only really a couple of blocks that are out. So for the starter we're going to talk about roads. What I like to do with roads to make them fit in is if I just get some cobble here. So you can see that if I was to build a road here it would have to step up. So what I'm going to do is just replace everything with cobble. And let me just put in some cobble now. So now that that's done, you can see that the road is obviously very uneven. What I like to do then is take some half slabs and extend them out 2 or 3 from where the block steps up. This gives it a nice kind of even look, which I'll show later on. Even on steeper hills it still looks okay. For the next part what we're going to do is decide the level of our house. You can do split level houses, but they're a bit more complex, so I think for this tutorial what we'll do is have this level here as the ground level. So I'll just place a block there and put some grass in to fill it up, and then that's pretty much level. All we really have to do is level out this back bit, and that's done. So that'll be a very simple one. I'll just plop a house in, and you can see how it fits. So there it is, and you can see that even though these two are pretty much the same house, the only difference is the skylight, it actually looks a lot better when there's 2 of them together, because they're on a split level. They don't look like they've just been copy pasted right next to each other. So that's quite nice. And what we're going to do then to fill in the gaps is put in some moss stone to fill in the wall, which also knock an entrance into these. But yeah, that's kind of, that would be your most basic level, I suppose, of trying to level the terrain to suit your needs. So let's move on to something more complex. So just coming a little bit away from the town, I found this it's like a small hill, and what I want to do is build a church here, because churches are traditionally on kind of higher ground, so you can see the tower from a while away. But the problem is obviously it's very uneven. So what I'm going to do is take a look at my actual church that I was planning on building, which is tutorial number 8, if I remember rightly. And basically, if you can remember, the entire plot took up 16 by 16, but the church itself, as in the floor plan of the actual building, wasn't that big. So let me just take a look at the thing. I think it was 7 by 15. Bit of an odd number, but should be pretty easy to map in here. So yeah, how about I lay out the floor plan on top, and then we'll talk about laying out the the actual ground around it. Okay, now that I've laid out the floor, I'm going to start laying out the windows. This is going to be the floor level, so pretty much the top of the where the the hill comes up. So if you remember the pattern from tutorial number 8, that's okay. If you don't, it was stone brick and then 3 cobble. So what I'm going to do is make it look like it's extending up from the earth, and this will give a really nice effect at the end, which you'll see. So I'll start filling in the foundations, and you should be able to see the finished result in a sec. Okay, so there we go, and as you can see, in some places the foundations are actually extending down quite a bit. What you want to do is take a quick look around your church and make sure that there's no dirt exposed underneath the foundations, because that looks a bit crap. So like here, for example, I'm going to replace these with stone bricks. And the thing is, this gives quite a nice effect. The one kind of, I suppose, issue with it is that you do get these large areas of stone. This is all underground, so it does look a bit odd, but I'll show you how to fix that later. I'm not going to do the buttresses for now. I'm just going to move on with the actual construction of the church. Alright, so here's the finished product. As you can see, it fits pretty well into the landscape. Just basically by chucking the foundations deeper into the earth. It does look quite nice. But the thing is, in some areas, like especially over in this corner, the ground does look a bit crap, because it's going so far in. So what we can do is actually just level this off. So basically, yeah, that's kind of the key part, is to, I suppose, try and find a middle ground between altering the landscape to suit your building and altering the building to suit the landscape, because if you can find that middle ground, that's basically all you need. Just gonna fiddle around with this a bit more, but yeah, I mean, you can pretty much see that's all the basics of a kind of what you might call a more complex plot. But there's some really good applications for, especially if you're building on hills, which I'll show in just a second. So yeah, here we are on a it's actually a single player copy of the server that I announced in the whatchamacallit, my 100 subs video. So this is a single player copy, so I can use creative and stuff, which I downloaded, which is quite handy. But I just wanted to show something that really interesting that was done with the inn. You remember this actual building from tutorial number 5, but it was built by a guy called SmexRN on this server. But what he's done is, the original ground level of this street was something like this. So what he's done instead is basically he's integrated the cellar into the design of this, so that I accidentally took out a cobblestone slab there, but basically you can see this was what he did with it. He made the entire cellar underneath here, and this all links up with the actual inn, which is pretty much built, you know, as advertised. So that was just a good example of utilizing the terrain to actually enhance the building. Over here you can see the ground has been substantially leveled out, and even though there was quite a steep hill, what people have done is made it split level. Say this building, for example, is 2-story, also built by SmexRN. Oh, stuff seems to be catching fire, that's never good. Fire spread is off in the actual server, so that's probably only happened now. So anyway, yeah, this is, you can see it's split level. You can see the original ground level was quite a bit higher, and it would have come down something like that. So people have hollowed it out, and there's a new house plot going in here, but because they've made it split level, you can see it adds quite an interesting dynamic to the town as a whole. So coming over here, you can see where the ground is slightly uneven. People have continued this pattern with the half cobble slabs that I showed earlier, and this just, it really kind of, I suppose, makes the road look very organic, very natural, and the whole thing fits together nicely. Flying back around, you can see the entire thing is repeated here, and it gives kind of a more gradual slope to what is otherwise quite a steep hill. So yeah, that's quite a neat application of fitting the design into the landscape. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to talk about kind of more dynamically sloping landscapes, because what we covered earlier was very simple. You know, there was only a couple of blocks out of place. So what I'm going to do is lay a foundation in this plot here, and you'll be able to see how it's done. So yeah, basically, because the ground was slightly sloping inwards here, I'm going to have this as kind of a basement level. There'll also be a street level and an upper floor, but I'm going to kind of, I'll do half and half. So some of it's going to be fit into the landscape, and some of the building is going to be altered to, some of the landscape is going to be altered then to fit the building. So yeah, I'll get a start on the foundations now. So yeah, the first section of the plot is going to be kind of a basement going underneath the yard. I'm going to extend it back a little bit into this section here, and hopefully that should meet up with the house and make it look quite nice. So we'll see how it goes. So just you know, a little bit more progress. You can see we've got stairs leading up to the basement. So this is going to be kind of a landing area, just where I'm standing here, and then we might have some stairs coming up and curving around. This is going to be technically ground floor too, but what we're going to do is put in some stairs so that it you know, it looks nice and give a nice split level effect. So we'll try that out and see how it looks. And there we go, that's the finished product. Well, sorry, minor mistake here, I just noticed after I started taking the video. But yeah, I mean, you can see how this one has fit into the landscape pretty well. It's taken on some interesting shapes, mostly due to trying to, you know, make it fit with the landscape and stuff. So it's got some interesting shapes on the inside. Here's the original basement we built. So this would be perfect for a kitchen, you know, storage area, whatever you want to do. Coming in, you've got the main area. This could be a bedroom up here, just, you know, a bed, chest, get the whole thing going. Then a small living area. You know, pretty simple, but thanks to the terrain, it's become, you know, it's taken on some interesting shapes that you'd never really get if you tried to make it on a flat plot. So That's one of the nice things about you know, being able to fit your town to the landscape, I guess. On the outside, the roof has taken on some interesting shapes, thanks to the you know, just the form of the terrain around it. But I like the look of it. I do think it fits in fairly well with the landscape. It still has the medieval look. Looks a bit more ramshackle than most of the other buildings, but that's, you know, that's a good thing. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, there's one more thing I want to show before I finish up this tutorial, which is there's a well, I guess I'll just show it now. It's a guy called Bart's Owner, and he messaged me a couple of weeks ago on YouTube saying, you know, he'd like to use my designs for a certain map, and I went, yeah, okay. So I just thought I'd give him a quick showcase because you know, I like what he did. So here it is. Yeah, so this is a survival map, but he's utilised my designs to kind of, I suppose, make the map. Just having a look around, you can see some of the buildings from my earlier tutorials. But yeah, so this is a pretty cool survival map. He's got an island designed by someone else, and yeah, basically he's plonked this village in the middle of it. So yeah, I just thought I'd give him a quick shout out because you know, I do appreciate seeing people using my designs and stuff. So yeah, that's it for the showcase, I guess. But you know, it's worth downloading and checking out, just in case you haven't actually, you know, built any of my designs or anything. This is a good kind of you know, way to see them in the flesh and stuff. So yeah, that's about it. So anyway, coming back to Ingenia, what I wanted to give a shout out to, I suppose, or say thanks again for subscribing. But the thing is, as of the recording of this, I'm at 199 subscribers, and I've been trying to get something organised for when I hit the 200. What I'm planning on doing is having a Minecraft party. So we'll be in-game. It'll be probably next weekend, would be the best kind of available time for hosting and stuff. But I'm currently negotiating with the host, but I'll give a special video once I hit the 200, and once all the details are you know, cemented up. But yeah, if you guys could, you know, try and have next weekend free, we'll try and get a good host, and you know, hopefully have a Minecraft party, maybe build some stuff, a bit of a Q&A if you guys want to know anything, if you need help with anything. I've been floating around between a few servers at the moment. I've got a couple of people ask me to, you know, build stuff on their servers. So if you do need help with anything, if you want me to pop over, then you know, give me a shout, and I'll try and get over to you as soon as possible. But yeah, I guess one of the other reasons I wanted to show this Ingenia server is because you know, as I said in the 100 subs video, this is a survival server, so I just want to show that these designs are actually viable for survival, not just creative. So something worth bearing in mind. Anyway, I've been kind of rambling along a bit, but hopefully this has showed you how best to fit your towns into landscapes. Because, admittedly, while that is the title of the tutorial, it was kind of glanced over in some areas. But it is it's one of those things. It's kind of hard to teach. You kind of have to pick up a knack for it, just by trying and experimenting on creative, or, you know, servers, or whatever you want to do. So yeah, that's all for now, guys. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked, then please like and subscribe. If you've already subscribed, then good for you. And yeah, that's all for now. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.